I'm Corbett Wall with DVAuction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, May the 2nd, my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Sheila. That's the only sibling that I have. Brought to you in part by Fairpiece. Dr. Rodrigo has come up with this great potion that you put on cattle, and it helps in everything that they do. It's a revolutionary product that is scientifically proven. Everybody that I know that's used it likes it. Address the stress in your cattle. Anytime your cattle are exposed to stress, you should treat them with Fairpiece right before. It only costs $3 a dose. I mean, it's plenty cheap, and it helps them in everything that they're doing, and it's just a really good product, guys. I'm going to be going down to College Station here in a couple of weeks and doing a feeder flash interview with Dr. Rodrigo, and we're going to find out more about this Fairpiece. But for more information right now, go to fairpiece.com. Also, Unionville Livestock Market in north central Missouri and Creston Livestock Market in south central Iowa. Now, Unionville this last week, if it wasn't on the map before, it is squarely on the map now. It was the talk of the cattle world on Tuesday when they sold those 2 loads of cattle, averaged just over $860 at $330. They were the good Rockin' R cattle from Lucerne, good loyal customer that brings their cattle back time after time, and they do them a good job right there, guys. But the next calf and yearling special sale is going to be Tuesday, May the 13th. So be thinking about that if you've got cattle to sell. Now, up at Creston Livestock Market in Creston, Iowa, they've got a regular sale here today on Friday. And then they've got a big special back to grass calf and yearling special coming up Wednesday, May the 14th. So be thinking about that. You can find both of those sales on DVAuction.com. A Menace of the West. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now. The wolves that have been reintroduced into ranch country out west are just causing a hell of a problem. It may be worse, of course, wherever you're at, and it's happening, it's the worst, but northern California, northern Nevada, up through Utah and up into Oregon, the California gray wolf is just causing havoc, guys. Killing cattle, chasing cattle, maiming cattle, and it's getting scary out there, guys. And then, of course, they've got wolves back towards the mountain states too. In Wyoming, I've heard stories that people are less likely to lease some ranches that are having wolf problems there. There's ranches that don't have any cattle on them because the wolves have gotten so bad. But it's just the entire West, and it's due to the reintroduction of these wolves. I didn't miss them before they got here, and I'm sure none of those ranchers did either. But it is absolutely ridiculous. And you know, we got the Maud family off prosecution there this week. I think we need our Secretary of Agriculture and some of the powers that be to take a look at this. Because in some of the states like California, even if you catch the wolves in the act of killing one of your cattle, you can't shoot them. They're protected. And it's just getting really bad. And the worst of the wolves are the ones that were born in captivity and then released, because they're not scared of anybody. And I've heard several stories where they've gotten scary close to people and children. And that's probably what it's going to have to take, is some people getting maimed or killed by these wolves before anybody does anything about it. But let's get ahead of this thing. You know, the conservationists, even some of the government people are saying that you should use non-lethal deterrents, you know, like fencing, which is cheap, yes. And then you could use guard animals. I mean, that's ridiculous to have to turn a jackass out with your cattle to keep them safe, but you know, I'm not sure that would completely do it. Fly flags and ribbons all over the place. So that that'll scare them off. They'll get used to that, guys. You know, they're wanting you to change your practices. You know, graze in different places, and then, you know, people know how they want to use their ranch. They shouldn't have to change up what they're doing because of these damn wolves. but lights and noise makers and things like that isn't that wonderful out in the ranch country there. But we've got to get that taken care of, and I think the best way that you do it is just shoot, shovel, and shut up. And that's and then maybe we can get them thinned down. But it is getting absolutely ridiculous out there, and we don't want it to have to get to the point where they're hurting people literally before we can get something done about it. But your fat cattle market, we sold quite a few cattle late on Wednesday, and so we saw that. We've already sold a lot more cattle negotiated cash in the 5 area than we did last week. We sold a little bit more on Thursday, but the bulk of them sold Wednesday afternoon, and they were in that price range that I told you guys that I'd heard about for the most part there. But pretty good. But your board just wanted to be lower on Thursday, and it couldn't be lower on your close buys because it's going to get so far away from where cattle are trading. Of course, it doesn't seem to care whether it makes any difference or not. But you know, we're in a bastard month on our live cattle, so we're going to juke and jive that thing all they can until all through May, till we get into June, because we got a June contract there. June closed on Thursday at 209.65, and we had a lot of cattle in the northern plains bringing 224. So you know, if it can't get any closer than that, what good is it? Your feeder cattle, of course, your nearby had to close a little bit higher to kind of stay close to your index levels, because it's got to come here towards the end of May, come together. But most of your back months were down, and it just wanted to be down. But I think that gives it room to be higher here on Friday, what we're hoping. But I want to tell you about a sale that you guys need to pay attention to. Farmington Regional Stockyards in Farmington, Missouri. That's down in the southeast part. It's not quite down into the Boot Hill, but it's getting over that direction. But they've got a good cattle auction over there. Got a young owner-operator there that's aggressive, and he's doing a good job building that thing up. He's got a special cow sale coming up on Saturday, May the 3rd at 1 o'clock p.m. And it's going to be a good one. And he's got a nice offering there. He's included in that's about 15 breeding bulls, and most of those are registered from reputable breeders there in the local area. And then the premiere of the sale on Saturday at Farmington Regional Stockyards is the O'Loughlin Dispersal. They've got 167 head. He's selling out. 167 head, 3 to 7 year old Black Angus cows, and they're good ones. A lot of them come from the Show Me Select Heifer program and things like that. I mean, really, really top quality, fancy guys. They are bred to start calving September the 1st, and they're bred to polled Hereford bulls. They're going to have fancy black baldy calves when they come. They're going to sell the bulls too. So a pretty good offering there, guys. Check that out. And if you get on DVAuction, you can view and bid that sale. And then coming up on Wednesday, they're going to have a pre-vac sale on May the 7th, and they're going to have a lot of lightweight calves weighing 4 to 5.5 that have been weaned 45 days and had their shots. Where you're going to go to find them. So be thinking about Farmington Regional Stockyards. You can view all their sales on DVAuction.com. Let's talk about your board on Thursday. June live cattle up $1.25 at 209.65 is all. We weren't paying too much close attention to them whenever we had our April board up there, but August live cattle up 60 cents at 204.65. Your back months were mixed from down 77 to up 27 cents. May feeder cattle up 65 cents at 293.22. August was down 57 cents at 294.45. And your back months on feeder cattle were down 95 to down 157. Look at your grains. Most everybody's moved to July. We'll start talking about July. July corn was down 3 1/4 cents at 472 1/4. July beans up 5 3/4 cents at 1050 1/4. Still got May on the hard red winter wheat up 1 3/4 cents at 516. Your fat cattle trade on Thursday, just a little bit of cleanup trade. We sold most of the cattle on Wednesday afternoon, but in Iowa we sold another 4,000 on Thursday. They sold 31,500, so they got with it on Wednesday afternoon, guys. But live prices on Thursday, 222 to 224. Dress sales at 350. Nebraska sold 4,000 head on Thursday. They've sold 23,800 so far this week. Same price ranges there. Your live quotes from 222 to 224 on Thursday, and 350 dressed. That 354.5 did not get reported. I think it was to a smaller regional that does not have to report to mandatory price reporting. So I'm not going to blame anybody on that. But Kansas, 2,550 head sold on Thursday. They sold 9,200 so far this week. That's quite a few for Kansas. And your price range on Thursday in Kansas on live fat steers and heifers, 215 to mostly 218. Texas sold 500 head. They've sold 7,750 head. That's pretty respectable for them. And their only price on Thursday was 218. Box beef cutout values were mixed. We lost more ground on the choice again. Choice was down 214 at 343.17. Selects up 226 at 324.28. Your slaughter through the first 4 days of the week, 465,000. That's 1,000 less than this point last week and 14,000 less than the same week a year ago. Your actual slaughter information come back for the week ending April the 19th. Had your average dressed steer carcass weight at 946, which was exactly the same as the same report a week ago. Let's talk about what else is going on. Livestock Risk Services. Of course, that's Dakota Moss there. Offices in the Exchange Building at the Oklahoma National Stockyards. It's under contract with a new owner that wants to keep things going. They are your LRP specialist, guys. And get on there and call any of these agents there. They're all very well versed in what's going on. They could help you out. I know you've got questions. You don't want to worry about those cattle all summer long. You want to get an LRP on them. It's going to cost something. Well, these cattle cost something too. And but you get a little bit of help from the federal government. Gives a little bit of help, paying for up to 35% of that premium cost. But for more information, go to livestockriskservices.com. Let's talk about your feeder cattle markets, brought to you by Specialty Risk Insurance, working to protect your livelihood. Real-time index on DVAuction based on an 800-pound cash auction steer at the end of the day on Thursday after all your sales had closed, sitting at 296.27. That was up 9 cents. And your latest CME cash feeder cattle index sitting at 296.10. Are we going to hit $300? Well, late in the week, we typically have several premium type sales and not too many commodity type sales. So I'm hoping that we might get a charge out of this weekend and knock over $3 and get me off the hook there. This weekend on Saturday, I'm going to be in Columbus, Texas at the special bred cow and cow-calf pair sale. There at Saturday at noon at Columbus Livestock there. They've got a lot of those Brayford pairs, Brayford bred cows there if you guys are interested in something like that. But it's really popular down in South Texas. Let's talk about your sales that happened on Thursday. How about Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas? They had 2,500. Feeder steers were steady to 3 higher. Feeder heifers 7 to 10 higher. Steer calves $3 to $7 higher, with stocker steers up to $15 higher. How about Pratt, Kansas? Winter livestock in Pratt, 2,400 head there. Feeder steers are 5 to 10 higher. Steer calves 15 to 20 higher. Heifers were unevenly steady to $4 higher, but stocker heifers were as much as $20 higher. Sharply higher throughout, just like most of your other sales. Going to give you several individual quotes from all around. How about Belle Fourche Livestock in Belle Fourche, South Dakota? They sell 110 steer calves, weighed 494, pushing 500 pounds at 443.50. Thought that was pretty impressive. My friends at Lamona, Iowa, Lamona Livestock Auction there, they had 171 steers, weighed 720 pounds, bring 336 and a quarter. Goodness. How about Billings Live? Billings Livestock Commission there in Billings, Montana, sold 60 head of steers on Thursday. They weighed 603 and bring 378. My goodness. But the most impressive quote that I saw anywhere on Thursday in your Macrocin, no BS, top quote for the day, come out of a DV auction broadcaster there in central Missouri. New Cambria Livestock Auction in New Cambria, Missouri sells 66 steers weighed 827 at $315.10. And that's your feeder flash for Friday.